I was a dumbass, voted for Trump. It was the worst decision I ever made.
I've seen the light, and I got out of Maga. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets.
I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible. That's why he's still running.
I was with Trump for 9 straight years. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Trump right now. I'm no longer rocking with Trump.
I used to be a Maga Republican, and now I've turned blue. And it makes me emotional to know that I ever fucking stood by idly and blind and let that shit happen.
Because I know that I have been a Trump supporter, and I can no longer say that I am MAGA. And
I regret my vote for Trump.
I voted for Trump. I'm done. I don't have any more resilience in me.
Are y'all okay? Because there's just no way that you all have hopped onto Blue Ivy Carter's internet hollering about leaving MAGA 2025 and expecting black women to care. Y'all thought we were playing when we said that we were done. Not only have we taken off the capes, we burned them. We are incapable at this point of putting them back on. It's done. Keep that virtue signaling.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode and also subscribing on this channel. I don't take your support for granted. So on our today's episode, we're looking into this Fafo season like in full effect. MAGA supporters are actually regretting supporting MAGA, and the reason as to why they are actually regretting their decision is because all these policies or everything that's going on around is affecting them. When they went to cast their votes, they never thought that these things were gonna affect them. And now that they're feeling the heat, they're coming online to say sorry and asking people to forgive them. Just remember, they're not saying sorry or they're not asking for forgiveness because they regret their actions. No, it's because whatever that's going on around or whatever happening with the new administration is affecting them, and they can feel the heat and they are now in denial. I want us to watch this video of this white guy who actually came online and say how dumb he is for voting Trump and believing in his lies, especially for him as a Christian, that his policies and everything that he's doing does not align with his Christianity beliefs. I want us to watch the videos together. Every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credit belongs to the original creators of these videos. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my good name is Gracey D. Kindly consider subscribing to this channel, give this video a like, and let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. Also, do you think these are actually genuine apologies, or do you think they are genuinely sorry for their actions? Let me know what you think. So let's dive right ahead and we'll come back with more commentary.
All I can say, I was a dumbass, voted for Trump only because of my beliefs. People around me encouraged it. I can think for myself, yes. But I felt at the time that was the better choice. Now I'm looking at it with everything going on. It was the worst decision I ever made. I wanted not to vote. But people said you won't be able to have a say in anything if you don't vote. I totally regret this. I shouldn't have voted at all. I got in some of the comments, why do you regret voting for Trump? And it's simple. People are going to suffer beyond of what I dreamed of. I had no idea that it would be this bad. Just to put it in perspective, Trump's nephew has a son that is cerebral palsy. And Trump said right in front of him, you know, hey, people like that basically shouldn't be alive. They should be dead. They're a drain on the system. And I believe that he would say that. So I have a grandson who has autism. I can't imagine Trump saying that about him, and I'm sure he would if he knew he existed. God bless. Please forgive. That's all I can say. I like to say I'm a Christian, and I try so hard every day, and I fall short, yes. But the truth is, this is not the Christian way. And all of us Christians that thought we were doing the right thing, this is American Christianity. This isn't Jesus' Christianity. This is American Christianity at its worst. And it pisses me off. You know, for now, me and my wife can afford things. And I know prices are going to go double on everything, if not triple. And we're still okay, I think. But what about the people that don't have the money? What about the people that could only afford what they could now? Now they ain't going to be able to afford that. What's going to happen with them? I don't like what I'm seeing at all. And it's only been, what, 9 days, 10? It's today, the 2nd.
Man, I can't believe I have to say this, but I'm no longer rocking with Trump. Dude, I was the first Gen Zer to support Trump. I definitely preferred him in 2016 and to some degree 2020. I was with Trump for 9 straight years, 2016 to today. I didn't vote for him in 2024, actually, thank God. But what happened between me and the employee who told me about the new policy change for giving free water, man, I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Trump right now. We would have been way better off with JD Vance or Butch Ware or Candace Owens, but we got Trump, and we know Trump for who he is. He's a corporate shill. He's imposed tariffs. That's not a conservative move. That's not even a nationalist or imperialist move. That's worse than imperialist. It's a feudalist neocon move. And Trump, I hope you know better. I should have boycotted Starbucks in October of 2023, but I didn't because I was stupid as hell. Today, I'm going to sell my Trump stock, and I'm also going to be boycotting Starbucks moving forward.
Well, guys, it's happening as people want them during the campaigns. It's now happening, and now they are getting to see the truth, or all the lies that they actually bought into. But they were actually not lies, because this guy was saying everything that he was gonna do during his campaign. And like this guy said, he didn't think that now he can see that people are going to suffer beyond what he was expecting. Of course, you were voting for people to suffer, but now it's surprising you because you'll be suffering alongside with these people. You'll be suffering with them. All these high prices that you'll be paying with the same people. And because you were expecting that it was the other people that were not voting red that are going to suffer, and now that you are in the era of finding out after you are after round, you're now regretting and coming on social media pretending to be very regretful of your decisions when it comes to how you actually casted your votes in the ballot box. You're voting for people to suffer, and now that it's hitting you, you're coming here pretending to be very regretful and sorry for what you did. It's quite crazy thinking about these guys. And I actually saw a video of people in the comment section, people telling people, don't fall for these people. They're actually doing this now that these policies and everything that's going on around in the last few weeks, it's actually affecting them. It hasn't yet been a month yet, and they're actually feeling the heat. You can imagine you guys that are all here regretting because you are not all ready for this. You had not prepared your mind for this, because Democrats have been telling you all about this for quite some time. It's gonna be a bumpy ride, and you need to get ready. Now, this actually, I hope it's gonna be a lesson to so many of you that are out there. And next time that you'll be going to cast your votes, you not only be casting votes because you hear some of the policies favor you, you'll be casting your vote for a better nation, not for the president or for the administration to work on one race just to benefit a certain group of people, but to benefit the whole country, the United States of America, to benefit every citizen of the United States of America. Now you see, this is how expensive racism can be, and this is how expensive racism is. This is how much hate can cost you a lot more than what you thought. And it's not yet over, guys. Let's continue with the video and we'll come back.
Great. But that doesn't get us out of the situation that we're in right now. You'll have to forgive me if I'm not sitting here welcoming you with open arms and a warm embrace. An insurrection wasn't enough. All the basic human civil rights disruptions and violations that he committed during his first term weren't enough. 2 impeachments weren't enough. Us screaming from the mountaintops all the economic damage that he is going to do and all the rollbacks on civil rights that he was going to do weren't enough. We've been screaming it for the last fucking 2 years, 3 years, 4 years since he's decided that he was going to run again. It's great that you're now seeing the light, but that doesn't fucking help us right now, and it doesn't get us out of this situation. You yourself admitted that you're uninformed, and people like you who remain uninformed, who don't listen to the people who know what they're talking about. I don't celebrate that.
My beliefs,
Sir, I am glad that you've finally come around. Little too late, but you know, better late than never, I guess. However, if your belief system allows you to vote for a 34-time convicted felon who has openly mocked disabled people and talked about grabbing women by the I think you need a different belief system, sir.
only because...
Hey, sir, so all of us libtards, we love that you've come around, but guess the fuck what? It is, what, 11 years too late now? Because we've been telling you this for 11 fucking years. Since Donald Trump feigned at the possibility of him running for the United States presidency in 2016, when he was joking around about it in end of 2014, we were like, do not vote for this guy. He's a total piece of shit. Look at all of his track records. Government is socialism. It is not a fucking business. And if you run a country as a business, you will collapse every fucking time. I love your sentiment, but if I see you in the street, I might catch a court case because you're that fucking dumb. I mean, does it take your community to tell you not to drink bleach? For you not to drink bleach from underneath the sink? Does it take that much? Because it doesn't seem like you can even fucking read. So if there was warning labels, would you still be alive today? Because you look fairly old. I'm 40 years old, right? And I've got a lot of gray in my beard. I'm 40. I got a little gray in the sides over here too. But if I were to age... assuming your aging process is similar to mine, I would assume I would look like you because you have a similar length beard and everything. I'd probably look like you when I was about 90. When you worship a demon, that probably ages you a little bit quicker. Thanks for coming around. And if we need help in the future, we might pick up the phone and hit you up. But you have failed us for 11 fucking years. You're going to have to come back on your hands and knees and then elevate back to strictly your knees and talk into a fucking microphone before we ever give you fucking forgiveness.
This is why I say what I say about white supremacy. Now, if you go look in the comments, you have all these white liberals and leftists forgiving this man and telling him that, oh, you know, you guys were fooled and we understand and you can stand with us now. I'm not doing none of that. While I do respect and admire this man's honesty, because a lot of other Trump supporters feel like this too, but they're just not going to admit it at this point. What I will say is that we spent years telling people what a Trump administration would look like again. We talked about Project 2025. We talked about the terrorists. We talked about the economic situations We talked about why the prices were high. We talked about inflation. We broke it down. Now, the Democrats, as far as a political party, they didn't do so good. But the people, even these liberals and leftists that I can't stand, I spent time with some of them breaking it down. I spent time with other moderates explaining stuff. There's even some Republicans or people who primarily vote Republican but weren't going to vote for Trump, who explained certain factors. We spent multiple years explaining to Trump supporters the details. We told them things that we didn't like about Biden, things that we didn't like about Harris. But while we were supporting Harris and Biden because of specific stuff like we're seeing right now, some of us talked about how we did want to eventually introduce a third party, a legit third party. I myself was going to create a domain for a website that was going to be like a collection of access to some of the more popular third parties, so people wouldn't feel like they just had to vote for Democrats and Republicans. Now, I didn't do that because the third parties, like the Green Party, was just there to sabotage the Democrat vote. And, like Jill Stein, she's nowhere to be found. But I'm not going to attack this man, but what I'm going to say is that Trump supporters or Trump voters who have regret, I'm not listening to your apology because you were told what was going to happen and you went with your own bias. And so, unlike the first couple of times that people voted for Trump, you voted for Trump here in 2024. No, I don't want to hear the apology. But like I said, I respect this man for admitting that he was wrong, because there's many others that feel that way. They're just not going to say it.
I keep seeing that video of that guy who says he's leaving MAGA because this wasn't what he thought he voted for, even though you're specifically told this is what you were voting for. And most people aren't forgiving him, which is great. But I do see a lot of people saying, well, I'm glad you're realizing it now. But don't even give him that amount of credit, because he's not realizing it now. He even specifically said he would have never voted at all. So he never would have voted for a black woman or woman at all, I'm sure. He's just worried and mad now because it affects him personally. He still doesn't give two shits about the women in this country, about the minorities in this country. He would still be praising Donald Trump if the price of his gas and eggs weren't going to be affected by Donald Trump after Donald Trump told him what he was going to do. So don't feel sorry or give these people any kind of credit. They don't deserve it.
Are y'all okay? Because there's just no way that you all have hopped onto Blue Ivy Carter's internet hollering about leaving MAGA 2025 and expecting black women to care. Y'all thought we were playing when we said that we were done. Not only have we taken off the capes, we burned them. We are incapable at this point of putting them back on. It's done. Keep that virtue signaling. We meant every word of you are on your own indefinitely. To us, aligning with known racists is an unforgivable offense. I don't care what epiphany you have come to arrive at now that policy is impacting your ass. From the 92% to all those that voted against our lives and our interest in November, we will never forget. May you have the life that you deserve these next 4 years.
And you know who are not happy about these MAGA supporters coming out and saying how much they regret their votes? It's still MAGA or Republicans people that are actually ridiculing and insulting them on the comment section, actually saying these are Democrats pretending to be MAGA supporters and, just trying to make people feel bad about their votes. I mean, these people are really delusional, because I don't even understand how they're gonna say it's okay if I'm gonna pay more, if I'm gonna pay extra dollars for me to get the eggs or for me to get the groceries or anything that I need from the store. As long as they get to do away with DEI, as long as they get to do with, illegal immigrants in the United States of America. So these people were actually not voting for their best self-interest. They were actually voting for other people to suffer. And now that the consequences are actually hitting harder than they thought, they don't even want to admit what's going on. They don't even want to admit that there are actually some Republicans who are actually willingly want to come on social media and say that they were wrong and that they're admitting that they did wrong. They're admitting that they got to fall for his lies. They're very angry about this. So many Republicans are actually very angry about this, that these people are coming out to say that they're regretting their votes. And it's quite sad that most people actually didn't vote for their best self-interest. They actually voted to get the other party hurt or to get a certain group of people hurt. And it's quite sad that this man is actually a Christian, and most people, they thought they are okay to judge, and they are not God. Most Christians that actually voted for the orange band, they actually did this because they didn't want abortions to be happening, and they wanted to be in charge of people's or women bodies. They wanted to be in charge of women rights, and that's why they were okay with this. Some people are just voting with, just looking at one policy, and they were just looking at policies that were actually favoring them, or that policies that actually aligned with their beliefs, and that's why they voted like this, not thinking about all the other policies. And this shows us how people can be ignorant. I wonder now that Trump's administration is going to do away with the Department of Education. We are more have been looking on the issues that this will bring, and there will be less opportunities for people to be able to join colleges, less opportunities for people to be able to go to good schools because of the funding that actually comes from the Department of Education. If these people are ignorant like this at this time, where they had all these benefits when it comes to school, how is it gonna be like in the next few years to come? People will be very ignorant, and people will not be even bothered to look on what's affecting them. I mean, people can look at education just like, it's nothing, but it's really something, and it actually helps you to get rid of some bullshit out of your head. Because I can't imagine these people. We had people like, how you sit down and you're discussing politics with people, and they were all supporting these, policies. And there's none of them in that group, like a group of 5 men sitting and discussing about all these policies and everything that's going to happen. They just sat there and agreed with everything. It's crazy, because I just want to assume all this was because of racism and hate towards other people. It's not because they didn't know the consequences that were gonna come their way. It's not because they believe that these policies are only going to affect certain people and not affect them. I cannot just want, and I don't want even to believe that this is how stupid these people are. I don't want to, because you cannot tell me you are not understanding, especially when these policies are written in your first language, the language that you've been speaking since you were a baby. People preaching about the Project 2025, people saying about everything that's gonna happen. This man stood on his campaign and told you that it's the countries that have to pay tariffs, not you as citizens. And you just sat there, believed, and you didn't even bother want to go and look who actually do pay the tariffs. People were actually screaming at the top of their voices, celebrating that the Trump administration is going to do away with Obamacare, just because they didn't know it's the same as Affordable Care Act, and the same that has been helping a lot of them cover their medical bills, even those people with pre-existing conditions. And they were happy celebrating about this. They were happy that he's going to do away with these. I just don't want to, thinking about it, you can just want to say that these people are just, they don't know what all this means, or, they're stupid and they are like illiterate and all that. I want to believe it's because of hate and racism. just because they didn't like a certain group of people. And that's why we are seeing them online regretting, because what they thought that was gonna hurt a certain group of people, it's also hurting them. And now they're feeling bad about this. And now they're so hurt about this. And now they're regretting this because it's actually hitting home. And I don't know what you all think, but you can tell me, guys. But it's crazy. I never expected that this moment was gonna come where people will actually be regretting their votes after what I've been seeing during the campaigns. Even people going on ahead and tattooing his name, people going on ahead making videos insulting other people because, you know, they don't have the same beliefs as them. And these are the kind of people that you have to be very careful with, and people that you have to actually keep distance from. Let them learn. Let them take this for years. And because, you know, it's going to take them just a few promises that actually align with them for them to forget that they were actually regretting their votes come the next election. So you just have to be very careful. They'll just regret right now. And when they get used to living with that kind or the same lifestyle, the next election, they'll still forget and actually vote against their own self-interest. Because you know what? They don't like you. And because you know what? They want other people to suffer, but not them. And when it starts actually affecting them is when they actually start regretting and come online, start making videos so that you can think they're on your side. If they were not on your side during the elections, they were not on your side when they were actually casting their votes, they'll never be. It's just take them a few promises and that they think are gonna hurt other people, and they'll actually vote against their own self-interest again. Let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, bye.